What's going on, guys? Kitsune TCG here, back with another video, and today I thought I would do an update on the Runick Live Twin Spright deck. I think this deck is obviously not going to be tier 1, max tier 2, but definitely a pretty decent rogue strategy that you can still do really well at locals with, or maybe even eke out something at a regional. The format's not super overpowered, so you can really kind of sneak in, just as long as you know the deck really well and know the matchups. But I think the deck overall is pretty fun. I'll just start out here with the main deck. It really hasn't changed too much. I mean, nothing's really been hit on Spright in a little while. It's kind of fallen out of favor, so you're not really, definitely I don't think you'll see any hits on it in the upcoming list. But you still are maxing out on blue. Still the best card in the deck, just being able to get whatever else you need. 2 Jet, you don't need to max out on this. You are just running the one, we are just running the run starter currently. We are running the smashers in the side. You can even main deck it if you want, but I don't think it's super necessary currently. You are running 1 red, 1 carrot, and that just kind of, finishes out your main deck Spright monsters. Really just kind of like a small engine, really just there to kind of like supplement everything else. And the 1 starter. For the Live Twins, you are running 3 Lilla, 2 Kiss-a-Kill, 1 Frost, and 2 Sunny Snitch. You could get away probably with the Lilla Treat, but I don't think it's ultimately necessary, and you would just be kind of taking away from like a few other things like hand traps or like the Runick engine. So again, I think just a pretty small engine that really just gets you kind of going with what you need. You see it often enough that I don't think it's super necessary to incorporate too much else. The Runick engine is obviously going to be the biggest portion of this deck. You are running 3 Freezing Curses, 3 Flashing Fire, 3 Destruction, 3 Slumber, the 1 Smiting Storm, 3 Runick Tip, and the 2 Fountain. Now, obviously, most important part of the deck, just where most of your interruption or interactions are going to come with, are going to be from the Runick engine. Tip will obviously get you into anything that you need, whether or not be a fountain, it be any of the other quick play spells. Just going to kind of get you started from there. Really easy to see, really consistent. You weren't playing more than 2 anyway on fountain, so that limit, or the semi-limit, really didn't matter. Overall, deck is still pretty much at full power. Minus obviously not having access to like elf and stuff like that in the extra, but I think the deck is still very competitive overall. Finishing it out the last 6 slots. Just a few hand traps. These could obviously be anything that you need in your locals. I think Ash and Valor are pretty generically good, just being able to draw into Valor on your opponent's turn versus Imperm. So that's kind of why I've put that there, but it could be Droll, it could be Imperm if you like, it could be Evenly if you want to go for a little bit more of a going second variant. So ultimately up to you, but kind of what I decided on the main deck. I like it overall so far. It's done pretty well at locals, but we'll move on quickly to the extra deck and just kind of show that off as well. Alright, now just showing off the extra deck here. You are running the 2 Yugioh. It's obviously going to be the easiest way for you to grab the fountain, and just kind of another thing for you to use is Exceed or Link material. The 1 Gary. Not going to come up too much, but still worth just kind of running the 1 of. 1 Gigantic. Just kind of gets you into any of your Spright plays. Could get you the missing name for Lilla or Kiss-a-Kill if you were happen to have been in some way hand-trapped by your opponent. So useful there in kind of niche circumstances. The 2 Kiss-a-Kill and the 2 Lilla, as well as Muckraker. It's going to be pretty important for you to play overall, just kind of going into your Spright and Live Twin plays. Plus you do have the 1 Trouble Sunny. From there we have Sprint. Again, another kind of just way for you to, dump one of the Lilla or Kiss-a-Kill if you need, or anything else. So just kind of worth still kind of keeping in there. Plus it does have a useful enough effect if you can leave it on board. 1 IP. It's going to be the main one that you want to end on, because you can go into things like Little Knight, gain the extra effect obviously of, just straight up banishing something else, plus having the additional effects. So IP into Little Knight's good. IP into Unchained Abomination if you need it is also still really good. Or, IP into Griffin to just kind of shut down your opponent's board. So like a few different kind of things that you can go into depending on the matchup. So really kind of just gives you like a nice wide variety, which I think makes this deck a lot better. I like the extra deck. Really not a lot of wiggle room, which is probably the deck's like only like downfall. There'll probably be a few things that you maybe would like to be able to put in, but you can't sacrifice on the Kiss to Kill or Lola. You can't get rid of the Trouble Sunny. You really can't get rid of the IP package or the Hugin. So very few kind of flex spots. Maybe the one Gary, maybe the Muckraker now, but still has some pretty good use, I think. So nothing I would really like super change in here, but I like the deck overall. Let me know down below what y'all think. If you think it's still something that can be competitive. Obviously, I think it's at most a nice, really kind of like affordable at this point. Like rogue deck to be able to play. But yeah, let me know down below what y'all think, and I will see y'all next time.